Hello and welcome back to City Skylines. So after last time we obviously had a bit of a we had a little bit of damage, haha, good one. And everything is currently in the rebuilding process. We have a lot of abandoned buildings, we have people dying all over the place. The population is having a slight recovery, but the amount of damage to the city needs to be addressed. Mainly, all the coastal areas have been smacked very hard. Sterling Park is dealing with like a 50% abandonment rate for the buildings. We had some serious fire issues in the Garland District, but it seems like they've gotten that under control. And quite obviously, the Dam District has been ripped in half. That's going to be the most challenging area to rebuild. But one thing at a time, we are going to go through and begin rebuilding the city. First off, major buildings and important public transport systems need to be repaired. We're going to go through and do those one at a time. As soon as they are ready to be rebuilt, we're going to do it. Pumping services are probably important to get back online. Obviously, the Dam District has been hit so hard. I don't know how we're even going to go about rebuilding it. Maybe the Mountain District wasn't it too hard. It looks like the Corgi District is doing fine. The Elizabeth District did take a little bit of damage. We have a lost school, a bit of flooding. This river is much higher than normal. And actually, now that we've shut this off, we can turn off this emergency floodway. So let's just quickly do that. Now, the emergency floodway is obviously for emergency flooding, so once things are over, we can fix things up and try to reconnect the actual main road systems. I'm slightly worried about the amount of damage to the subway system. Let's see what happened. Oh yeah, the Dam District is just completely cut off. We had to redo all that anyways at one point, but the amount of repairs we have to do is kind of ridiculous. Okay, the cinema, that's important. That'll make people happy. Medical clinic, metro station, community school, another school, another metro station, another school. That's a lot of schools that got knocked out. The crematorium, that's a really important one right now. Metro station, crematorium, metro station, crematorium. Yeah, so there's just a lot of damage that has to be addressed. Looks like we can get the cable car stop back running again, which is nice. Train stations have collapsed. We're having serious issues in the Dam District, but I'm not really surprised by that. Did we get the people out of the shelter? Oh, shoot. We never hit release citizens, did we? 17 people survived. Okay. Oh, well. We tried. Will we actually see those 17 people leave the shelter? No. No, we will not. Oh well, we are trying our very, very best to get things under control. Oh, looks like a lot of people are leaving this shelter, though. Look at that. There is the Dam District's citizens. That was actually very successful, that evacuation. Look at how many people made it out. That makes me very happy that at least a good amount of people in the Dam District survived. It looks like many of them are going to be using public transport to get out of the city or to other parts of the city. No, I don't blame them at all. Most of their homes are gone. And they are addressing that and going to other spots in the city. There's going to be quite a bit of migration to the Corgi District, whose population is currently going up rather quickly compared to the rest of the city. But once again, that's because they have the room to take in all the refugees from the other parts of the city. And unlike everyone else, nothing is really closing down. I mean, we have some abandoned buildings, but it's not nearly as bad. For the sake of all of the crematorium issues we're having in the Corgi District, we're going to plop down an advanced crematorium. Because we really have to get this under control. So this is going to send people out to help out the Corgi District with the hard times. It'll also help the rest of the city. A tsunami? From where? Is that even physically possible? Where would a tsunami even be coming from? You've got to be kidding me. No, it's got to be talking about because we put, yeah, at one point, we put little floaties in the dam somewhere, I think. Yeah, that's got to be these. These are getting triggered now by the new dam going in, and these, yeah. Not surprised, once again. That's normal. We're gonna have to let this water out, which may cause a little bit of flooding, but it's gonna be nothing compared to what just happened. One thing at a time. We are going to get a lot of the major issues dealt with. Okay, there. So we're opening the river back up so that it doesn't run out of water. Hopefully the majority of the excess water will go down the main floodway. I know this is a lot of water to be releasing, but if we just let it store up, it's just going to start pouring over the edge. The river is underfilled anyways. Okay, we have very slight flooding. Yeah, so the majority of the water is going to go down this way. We're going to have some come through this way, but I think it's going to be safe. And anyways, everything on the coast was already destroyed. Yeah, I know. That's me. That's me. Calm down. It's fine. Not an issue. Okay, ferry depot. Yeah, we can see how high the water normally is compared to what it's at right now. And it's normally much higher than this. And because we're trying to get everything back to normal levels, we're going to clear out the dam. This is really, really expensive work. Yeah, and we have even the train stations up here are broken. We have a lot of stuff to fix. We have a lot of stuff to fix. But one thing at a time. Not enough money. We're out of money. Oh boy. That's fun. But we make enough money. This is just going to make the process of rebuilding a little bit slower. We want to fill this up because now we're draining faster than we're gaining. The dam isn't actually running right now, which is going to cause power problems along with just the river not filling up at all. There's so many things that need to be rebuilt. Lots of money is going to be spent on rebuilding. Oh man, there is so much damage. It's going to take a few episodes to get this fixed. The population is having a very steep increase as things are repaired. The Corgi District is now at 21,000. Oh, it's dropping a little bit now. Interesting. Yes, I know that the water is kind of funny. Probably because of this. Wow. Opening up the back of the dam like this. Opening this up has actually flooded the entire back of the map. That's pretty incredible. That's a lot of water. Now, people were asking me why I opened up the back here. This doesn't need to be here. This giant pool here, that was a design flaw. I ended up making the thing way bigger than I actually needed to make it. So letting this out, it's just something that needed to be done at some point. And this is going to be closed back up. And there's a purpose for closing it up because we actually need enough water to be there to hit the dam. Currently, we're draining way too much. This entire side of the city is getting nothing. We need to repair the damage that's been done. Repair. All the broken roads need to be repaired. That's step 2. So we're going to go through, and especially the dam district is just absolutely wiped out. We don't have many roads that are still working in the dam district. Thankfully, the highways to get here are kind of working. Public transport's knocked out. The roads are knocked out. For such a tourist area, this really got shaken up. Look at the tourist. The tourist industry is just dead. It's gone. Like, this floating restaurant is now, like, 100 meters below where it's supposed to be. In, like, the entire city. This used to be the most beautiful part of New Vooperis. Now it's kind of just struggling to not completely collapse. Of course, we're going to do everything we can, and one of those things that we have power over is policies. I think we actually do have some policies to help out in case of a disaster. Fast recovery, there we go. Oh, except that kills everyone, so we're not going to do that. We don't want to do that. Do we have any, like... We could do some tax relief, which would help people move in faster, but I think we're just going to keep things how they are. I don't see anything for emergency planning. I thought there was for a little bit, but it doesn't look like it. Fast rebuilding's nice, but I don't want to kill any citizens because I want to be a good mayor.
Coast Guard is warning of a tsunami approaching the area. Residents should avoid roads.
I don't want to hear about it. I know. I understand I've flooded half of the map. However, that half of the map doesn't matter to me. Okay, we have serious trash issues because we don't have any incoming traffic that can get into this area. Someone told me that before. I wasn't really worried about this at first, that's why. But what I can do is I can make this lead in. Look at that, now we can actually get people into the emergency area. Very exciting.
A tsunami has struck the city. Take caution and avoid roads
Where?
and waterfronts until the water
What are you
recedes.
talking about? There is no tsunami. The tsunami is man-made. It's nothing to be worried about. Okay, so next up we've got to rebuild a lot of stuff. It's just, so much of this is just going around rebuilding all of our services. We have a ridiculously large city, and there are hundreds of service buildings that all need to be rebuilt. We have to rezone areas. We have to fix stuff that was broken when we were trying to protect ourselves. It's not pretty. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to break this. And we're going to make this an automatic floodgate. Rather than me having to open and close it every time, we're going to put a really shallow... Darn it. Okay, we'll deal with that in a second. But we're going to use really shallow water lines here. That isn't that shallow, really. 1 second. We'll get it working properly. So we'll go from here to here. And yeah, that's what I wanted to do right there. And we'll have... How high do we want this to go? How high is the water level right now? Is it even close to normal? It's not even close to normal. Wide, shallow canal. I think that's exactly what we want. But it's way too deep. I think that we're better off if we just do this by hand. What we'll do is we'll go down 1 level here. We'll just do that. Or we'll go down 1.5 levels. And we'll smooth, smooth, smooth. And then we'll just build this road across again, which now has a bit of a bridge. This won't help a ton, but it will do some spill off in the case of a flood. It'll help with slow flooding, nothing fast. And then for this, we're just going to go boop, and it's all happy again. Look at that. Rebuild train station, that's one thing down. What else do we have around here? Fire department. Yeah, a lot of emergency services were knocked out, which is not what you want during a disaster, when you really need those. Oh boy. This right here has to be completely refilled, which is going to be very expensive and very time consuming. The lake down here is just ridiculous. We've created a monster. A monster. Let's go to topographical view. Somewhere. How is our radio coverage or disaster detection? Oh, where's our radio coverage? I want to make sure that it's still good. It looks good. I'm most worried even up here, Gold Hills and Beechwood Hills, they're being hit by this too. Every part of the city has been negatively impacted by this disaster. No one is safe. Look at this. This road of all the same building. And each one of them holds 3 households. Wow, that's quite small. And then these hold like 14. And then if we go over to the big areas, each building can hold like 500 workers, and then houses 75. Oh, there's a lot of abandoned buildings. I don't like the amount of abandonment going on right now. Sterling Park is like half abandoned. Can we look at that? Or is abandoned? Oh, there we go. We can see all the white buildings that are abandoned. So, yeah, we are... I guess it's not as bad as I thought it was, but it's still pretty bad. It's certainly not a good situation. The Corgi District has almost recovered. I mean, in a little bit of the Corgis, but there is some abandonment, but it's not a huge issue. The Corgi District is now at... Its population is shrinking now, which I find interesting. I don't know why the population is shrinking. It may be because of the decrease in public transport, just the rest of the city doing badly overall. It is slightly worrying, though. Okay, so the Dam District. We're going to try to rebuild this as well as we can. One thing at a time. Let's check if there's any more broken roads. I don't think there are. That looks good to me. And now we're going to try to rebuild everything that was broken. So we've got $175,000. If we just get a bit of dirt, we should be able to fill up the slight hole we've got going on here. Very good. Okay, and now we can start working on this. The rebuilding is going to be a slow process, however, now we have given them a way to do so. A guideline, roads, and we're going to have to rezone things. So let's give the tourism their area, and then let's give the residential their area. How nice. Everyone's got their area back. We do have water issues apparently. So we're going to fix that up because the water grid is dead. Who would have thought that the water grid would have been hurt? Not at all expected. We're just going to do our best to fix this. It's not going to be pretty, but it will work. There we go. They're back. Good. Progress. Now let's look at the subway system, which got smacked in the face. The subway system that was here is just gone now, so I guess we're just gonna plop in another stop here. The blimp station seems to still be there, though, which is nice. We're gonna put the stop back where it was. We're gonna redo all those stops anyways. But we're gonna just temporarily get it back online. Make a way for people to get over here. Okay, would you look at that? Very slight flooding because we filled stuff up. But it looks like the dam districts can now begin rebuilding. Which, that was the entire point of this. Rebuilding. Rebuilding, rebuilding, rebuilding. One half of the dam district is looking good right now. Let's go into, do I currently have... I do have the day-night cycle on. Okay, now let's rebuild this metro station. Look at all the traffic we have now that all the public transport is dead. That's an issue. We need to get our public transport back online, otherwise we're going to have way more problems. And we already have enough problems. What can we invest in? I think we should have another disaster recovery area over here. That's expensive, but we're going to buy a little bit more land, and we're going to put some disaster recovery over here. We should have it station close to every part of the map so that we can send people out. They're going to get on the way of sending people out very soon once they get started. Any second now. Come on, send out helicopters, send out humans. We'll wait. Unless they got to everything, but I don't think they did. I mean, it looks like they've gotten to a lot of them. It's just we have to get people to want to move in again. Oh my god, the amount of abandoned buildings. We have serious issues. Even the amount of people on the roads is lower than normal. We've got quite a population drop, you can't forget. I wish we had a graph to see it, but over the videos we can probably, if someone wants to go through each video and graph the amount of people in each video, top population. There is quite a drop here, whereas we were staying pretty steady and growing before. The Corgi District is doing very well, though. I'm very proud of the Corgi District. And it looks like the route that's going to the dam district is not carrying that many people anymore. Sadly. A lot of people leaving, but not a lot of people entering. It looks like this is starting to go back up again. That's good. The dam isn't actually moving. Water is flowing. We can take a bit more dirt from here. Close this off a little bit more. Not quite that much. That's not what I wanted. I wanted like that much. There we go. I think that's going to work right there. We'll see. We don't want it to fill up too much. We want there to be a slight outflow, but we want the majority of the water to be running through the dam. Looks like traffic to the dam district has restarted. Lots and lots of damage. But overall, things are looking a little bit brighter. We've got people moving, people going back to the hotel again. The water level is getting back to normal levels. It looks like soon we will see the dam district come back to what it used to be like. The pride of the Vooperian people. Behind the scenes, we're doing a bit of work on the dam because, you know, the dam's kind of important. Although we're creating slight waves. It's like we have another subway station that was knocked out. Man, during earthquakes, all the subway... I understand why. They're underground, obviously. But, you know, the subway system really does not survive an earthquake. That's when it just... everything dies. How much public transport is being used? 562 per week. That's 4 times lower than normal. Almost 5 times. But where is it getting cut off? It looks like that's working. That's working. That's all working. Actually, I think we've gotten it back online. I think that's going to start going up again. Yeah, it looks like it's going up. That's good. And then we're actually going to create more than one line and make everything organized soon. But that's not something to be done this episode. That's to be done in the future. We are looking for workers. You know what? Our demand is just going to stay super low because there's so many available places for people to move in. The population is really skyrocketing now. We're getting 500 people per week. This is to be expected. The entire city basically disappeared. It's a pretty heavy rebuilding process, I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot that needs to be done. There's a lot that needs to be improved for the future. But we made it through. That was quite the flooding, too. That was pretty bad flooding. Okay, let's look at the dam. Look at that, the water. Oh man, there's just that one little inlet there. I'd like to create like a way for the water to go for flooding, but the only place we could send the water is like into the city, and that's an even worse solution. Well, if it's a worse solution, it's not really a solution, is it? Yeah, it's just a bad idea. Bad idea in general. Now these solar updraft powers can be turned off as soon as the dam is working again. Same with these very expensive pumping services. We're going to turn them all off because we don't actually need them. And we're going to turn off some of the tank reservoirs because we have plenty of extra water. And that brings our income up quite a bit. Okay, so when it comes to rebuilding, things are going well. The water level here is going to start to come up again because the dam is about to start running. Yay, how exciting. Now, the water is very close. Here it goes. The dam is running. How exciting. We're getting 1600 megawatts from the dam. That means that we can shut off the solar updraft towers successfully, and hopefully the entire city won't lose electricity. Yep, things are looking good. We do have a little bit of overflow. That's to be expected. Things have got to balance out a bit. But will we get the balance we want? It looks like it. It looks like we're close. The dam district is flooding a tiny bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to let out a little bit more water. By letting more water out, we're going to put an end to the... Okay. Quickly get these 4 flood buildings back online. They're going to send out people to help the dam district. Here goes the army of pump trucks. And here they go. Do, 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 do. How exciting. The life of a pump truck must be a very exciting life. They are the first responders to any disaster in the city. And they go straight to the source of the problem. Look at that. There's a little bit of overflow, but for the most part, I think things are back to normal. That's going to have water running into here, and that's going to bring the river back up to its normal height. I'm excited. I am excited to say that things are looking up. For the first time in a little bit, things aren't looking quite so dire. Traffic issues all over the place because of our public transport being dead. Outside connections. Ooh. We don't really have much of that though, so nothing to really worry about. Our districts. Let's see how Sterling Park is doing. 31,000 population. Yeah, they are recovering rather quickly. We actually do have a bit of demand now. The rebuilding in the Dam District is successful. I don't know if their parks were all destroyed. I think they may have lost their cinema. Which they did. But that's fine. In order to convince them to rebuild a little bit more quickly, we're going to give them a very nice cinema. Oh, come on. Ah, this game hates me. I mean, if not for the whole hit your city with a tsunami thing, this is definitely how the game hates me. It won't let me put my buildings where I want. There we go, that works. There, bam, higher quality land for everyone. What else are we missing? How is fire prevention? Because we need to kind of look through everything again. We lost so much stuff. Hospital. Do we have any nice No, that got destroyed. The nicest hospital nearby is up here now. Yeah. So we have to replace the hospital they lost. Which we will put right here. Where it'll actually fit. Then we'll just D-zone the stuff that's intersecting it. Bam. Yeah, we've got everything back online for the Dam District, which is exciting. It's nice when things are working. It looks like we have successfully gotten public transport somewhat back online. Yep, $16.50 per week. Things are looking slightly better than they were. The ferries are still as useless as they were before the disaster. Water levels are increasing to their normal. Let's just hope that they don't increase more than this. It looks pretty flat though, so I think we're good. I think things are about to get back to normal. And that's exciting, because we can actually start building again. Not worrying about giant floods. Where? Oh, it's gotta be this again. Did I put detection back here?
Take caution and avoid roads and waterfronts until the water recedes.
Huh. Weird. I mean, I did put them here. I mean, I was pretty strategic about my placement here to make sure I'd know if anything happened when I wasn't looking. But no, this just looks normal. This has gotten down to a normal level. This land can actually be used for like a city or something now. We could go out the back, have a second dam city. This wall can be taken down at some point. We aren't pumping as much water because that's gone. Which makes me wonder, we are actually under how much water we should have. Who isn't getting water? One part of the city isn't getting any water. We're gonna fix that though. Ready? Bam. Clean water for the city. Plop down a quick wind turbine to power that. That's going to bring our water intake back up to something acceptable. Look at that! The Dam District is rebuilding itself. I mean, they're all little buildings. It's going to take a while for it to reach the density it was at before. But we'll get there. We will get there eventually.
A tsunami has struck.
I know. I know. Calm down. Jeez. She really likes to yell at you whenever something happens. So the outlet for this river right here is obviously quite a bit higher than it's usually at, but it's gonna lower over time. I mean, it's just things are gonna go kind of slowly now. The recovery. There's buildings that are oh, the Briarwood District. Yeah, we're having a little bit of flooding. Just a little bit of flooding. Is the water going higher than it's supposed? Oh, yes, it is. Okay, yeah, that's much higher than it's supposed to be. So what do we do when that happens? Well, we have a one-step plan, and it's to expand this section so that the water escapes. The water is going to be put down. I don't know where we're going to put it down. Huh. Where do we want to put some land as a buffer? You see, I feel pretty good about everything right now. I want to take away some land in some places, but we still have to dig out part of the tsunami. Yeah, this is a little bit too high. We had a little bit too much. I guess I'll just plop it up here where I did a little bit of damage before. And then the second thing I'm gonna do, I'm going to dig a little bit out of this. And then after that, I'm going to... Let's see, yeah, there's a lot of stuff we have to work on when it comes to water. But we're just gonna dig this out. I think that's the most strategic thing to do at this point. So by doing this... Bam. Looking good. We can carry slightly more water through it now. And slightly more water is all we needed. This is going to start to sink. These flooded buildings are going to be helped. Why aren't the flood trucks actually doing anything? Jeez. They should just shut off when they're not in use, and then I wouldn't have to worry about this. We're gonna get some more flood trucks on the road. Hopefully.
A tsunami has struck the
There they
city.
are.
Take caution and
I
avoid
know.
until the
Jeez.
water recedes.
Okay, guys, I think we're gonna end this here. We've done a lot of repair. There's a few things that obviously need work. Wow, those buildings actually got crushed. We are going to have some serious flooding problems, aren't we? We are having some serious flooding problems, aren't we? It always takes a little bit to get things stable, you know? I like how this part is, like, too low. But over here, it's way too high. It's like, we built this when the water level was higher, and then we got used to it for this part. When in reality, this is just horribly low. Same thing over here, but the water is just moving on. It's going to get out. Everything's going to be fine. We just need to give it some time. For now, we could try to make a little bit of a lake for the water to get stored into, just to speed up the process a little bit.
A tsunami has struck the city.
But we'll do that next time.
And avoid roads
Thank you for
and
watching. Leave
until
us
the water
leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and we will continue rebuilding next time. Bye.